Jackson.
And that's it. That is all she wrote for Hercules right there.
Danielle Taylor throwing some heavy shots and ends the fight. Cutler is out. Insane airplane toss by Charles Krazy.
Standing takedowns. Huge knees, 2 huge knees.
And there she is, Ronda Rousey making her pro debut in excellent fashion. Shaine Colleen just destroying. Cutler says, no more, I'm out. And a quick look at our rules of combat based on 3 5-minute rounds, and of course 5 5-minute rounds for championship bouts. And of course in the amateur division that changed to 3 3-minute rounds, and of course 5 3-minute rounds for championship bouts in the amateur division. It's based on the 10-point must system, judging criteria, and to get things started, we'll go ahead and throw it to the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful and whimsical Winter Vegas Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the bantamweight division. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Nick Behrens. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, official weight 148.6 pounds. He represents Ekim's MMA and Stunning Steve's Boxing Club. Ladies and gentlemen, from Rock Island, Illinois, presenting Mark the Cowboy Frederick Jr. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. Official weight, 142 pounds even. Ladies and gentlemen, from Lavilla, Monroe County, Iowa, presenting Alex Hunt. Once again, Nick Behrens is your official for this bout. Now with the final instructions. 3 rounds, bantamweights.
All right, guys, you received your instructions earlier in the locker room. Let's have a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Touch him up now if you want to. On my commands, come out fighting.
Round number 1, here we go. King of the Cage hunting season at the Winter Vegas Casino Resort. Mark Frederick in the blue gloves versus Alex Hunt in the red. Frederick looking like he has the reach and height advantage here.
Coming in with that karate style. And just a lunging 1-2 from Hunt. Ending up on his back here is Frederick, trying to set up a triangle. Has something going, switches that up to armbar. Kind of a scramble going on here. Alex Hunt just ending up on top.
Frederick's got that arm locked up a little bit there on Hunt. Ooh, and that's not bending in a good way.
Hunt can step around that fairly easily. I don't know what to call that move. I'm not even going to talk about that. We're standing back up. Alex Hunt had something to say. I don't even know what happened right here.
It looked like, I think that was the end of the fight. I believe he tapped him out. Let's take a look at this replay. Had to see that one more time.
Good takedown.
Frederick looked like a little bit of a scramble here.
Looked like he had something.
He might have locked up the head with his legs right there. Oh, right here, we'll see. And there's the tap.
Oh, that's it. That was some kind of a choke.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 56 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by tap out submission from a leg scissor choke, Alex Hunt. Introducing first in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, official weight 159.2 pounds. He represents Ecom's MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Rock Island, Illinois, presenting Adam Frederick. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. Official weight 158.6 pounds. He represents the 712 Training Center. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sioux City, Iowa, presenting James Drako. Once again, Tyrone Roberts is your official for this bout. Now with the final instructions, 3 rounds, junior welterweights.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Close gloves if you wish. Come out fighting.
Round number 1, here we go. Adam Frederick versus James Trapp. Frederick in the blue gloves, Trapp in the red. Both fighters starting things off heavy, slugging it out.
Boy, overhand left, catches him clean. Throws him aside, just doing work. James Trapp just pounding away.
Yeah, Trapp really moving in there, trying to deal some damage, swinging with some real power. Now looking to take the back.
Trapp just grinding his wins, just forcing those hooks in there, forcing that arm underneath. And that could be in there deep, rolling, and he's stretched out. This could be finished right here. Trapp in just a perfect condition. And he gets that thing settled in. This is over. But going 2-on-1, Frederick doing a good job, but that is it. That was way too deep.
And it looks like a night of quick fights here tonight. Yet another first rounder. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh, and Trapp just immediately picked things up, went in for the kill.
And look at that body just stretched out, and there's the tap.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 53 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by tap-out submission from a rear naked choke, James Trapp.
So my opponent is Lindsay Wilson, and I know about her a little bit. I ring-girled a show about a year ago in April, and she fought Mari Ramirez-Reyes, who's actually our shared opponent. I fought Mari back in June in Detroit.
Megan Penning. I don't really know a whole lot about her. I know about me. I know she's a jiu-jitsu girl. She's had a couple fights. My coaches took a look at her and thought she'd be a good opponent for me, so I'm ready. I know what she looked like.
In my fight camp, this time around, I've been at Fit NHB in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I've added a lot of tools to my toolbox, so to speak. A lot more wrestling, a lot more striking than I was doing back in Michigan. So it's exciting to see what's going to be there, and I'm excited to show off what I've improved.
I know that she's a grappler, and she's very aggressive, and I'm obviously a striker. We're in a Taekwondo gym, so it's a good matchup to kind of test my skills in all areas of MMA.
I see this fight going like all of my fights so far. I expect it to go my way, but I'm ready wherever the fight goes, and that's where I'm going to take it.
I don't think she's going to be able to handle stand-up from someone who knows what they're doing. So I expect the fight's going to stand up. If she is able to take me down, then I'll beat her there. I have no problem with that either.
Lindsay, thank you so much for taking this fight with me. Let's put on a good show.
Megan, I got nothing to say to you. Best of luck.
Iowa, are you ready for some women's MMA? Please welcome to the cage, Lindsay Wilson.
Lindsay Wilson now making her way to cage side. Wilson hails from Omaha, Nebraska, and stands at 5 feet 4 inches tall. She's currently fighting out of the 115-pound weight class. Her amateur MMA record standing at 2 wins and 1 loss. She's looking to pick up her 3rd amateur win here tonight against the likes of Megan Penning. It's going to be a great test for her. Megan Penning, an experienced and seasoned fighter. Very tough one at that. Wilson also a great stand-up, very tough fighter. She's on a good win streak right now. This will definitely be a great test. Wilson trains out of CISO Martial Arts Academy in Omaha, Nebraska. Lindsey Wilson heads inside the cage.
Here is Megan Penning.
Megan Penning now making her way to cage side. Penning hails from Saginaw, Michigan and stands at 5 feet 1 inch tall. Penning's currently fighting out of the strawweight class, and her amateur MMA record stands at 2 wins and 0 losses. She's looking to keep that winning streak going and trying to pick up her 3rd win here tonight. Lindsey Wilson stands in her way. Now Penning is a very skilled opponent, one of the great up-and-comers here in the amateur women's division. She has a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of Fit NHB in Albuquerque, New Mexico, as well as Victorious MMA. Now Penning is a very diversely trained opponent. She trains out of Fit NHB, of course, very famous gym. She's definitely got a great chance and a great future ahead with the sport. Penning's got a fantastic ground game and a very aggressive stand-up. She's a dangerous opponent to fight anywhere. You know, I'm really interested in where she's going to want to take this fight, whether or not she's going to be able to control the pace of this fight. Wilson is also very fiery, lots of energy. She's most likely going to be sticking to the stand-up. So Penning might want to switch things up and think she's running into trouble and take it down to the ground. But I'm sure Wilson is expecting that. She's going to try to do whatever she can to stop her as Megan Penning heads inside the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful Winnebago's Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this special 3-round bout in the women's strawweight division. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Tyrone Roberts. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 4 inches tall, official weight 115.2 pounds. She represents the CISO Martial Arts Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, from Omaha, Nebraska, presenting Lindsey Wilson. Her opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5'1", official weight 114.8 pounds. She represents Fit NHB and Victorious MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Saginaw, Michigan, presenting Megan Penning. Once again, Tyrone Roberts is your official for this bout now with the final instructions, 3 rounds, women's strawweights.
Ladies, we've been over the rules. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves if you wish. Come out fighting.
Round number 1. This bout is in our women's division. We have Megan Penning versus Lindsey Wilson.
Wilson comes in with the straight right, but immediately as Penning is closing the gap. Wilson exchanges and Penning comes forward throwing bombs.
Penning just slugging it out. Wilson looking just a little bit overwhelmed for a second there.
Yeah, but Wilson trying to get that choke in there. That standing choke, has to let it go. Penning with a good takedown, real consistent, stepping to the outside of that leg, stepping around, all the way into a full pass. Slow and methodical, you can see it. You can tell she spent some time on the mat here. Going knee on the belly immediately, gets a little greedy and switching it up is Wilson. But Penning just throwing her off. In for this pass. Doing a good job of controlling that left leg. Slow and methodical, going to work now, just dropping bombs with that hammer fist.
Megan Penning, very crafty, very strong fighter, as we've seen in the past. She really knows how to get around an opponent and do whatever she needs to do to end up in just these awkward positions that aren't expected.
Her top game is solid, just everything trapped up, super heavy on the hips. Just tons of downward pressure. That's a good pass.
Great weight distribution. Wilson struggling a little bit here. Penning maintaining on top. Wilson now trying to get Penning off of her. Didn't really work out.
Well, she's going to have to turn towards her, create space, let go of that arm. She's never getting out, trapping that arm. Finally to let it go. Turning away the wrong way. She needs to turn into her and get to her knees. Shrimp out, create some space. Penning will stay here all day. There's no chance of escaping out that way.
Penning continuing to maintain the side position, just grinding the elbow into the face, making it very uncomfortable for Wilson.
I love how she's not getting greedy. She decides to step over, now in a good position.
Penning now just letting loose.
Just smashing away. It's in danger of being stopped here. That's not any defense. These punches aren't doing much, but you're not in a position to defend yourself until it's over. Done.
The referee has seen enough. Megan Penning takes the win.
Her top game was just way too tight.
Now taking a look at this replay. Penning doing a fantastic job, knew what she wanted to do from the very beginning and just executed it.
Just constant pressure, 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 pressure. Then closes the gap, and once she has you in her grasp, you're going down. Great positioning, 2 steps ahead, steps over into the mountain, just smashing away. Just way too much for Lindsey Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee in charge, Tyrone Roberts, has seen enough, steps in, calls a halt to this bout due to strikes. The official time, 2 minutes and 59 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO, Megan Penning. Here is Jay McGregor.
Now making his way to cage side, Jay McGregor. McGregor hails from Sioux City, Iowa, and stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall. He's currently fighting out of the 135-pound weight class. His amateur MMA record currently standing at 5 wins and 5 losses. He's looking to upset that balance and pick up his 6th win here tonight against the likes of Zach Jones-Heller. Loft currently holds a white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of One Combat and Northwest Iowa Combat Sports. Now McGregor tries to keep his style diverse, considers himself a big-time wrestler as well as a brawler. So he's definitely got some hands, he's got some power in that stand-up. We're gonna see how effective that is against the likes of Heller, who's very agile, very quick. McGregor definitely going to be bringing some raw energy and raw power to the table. Interested to see how McGregor is going to take this. Like I said, he considers himself a wrestler and a brawler, so it really is up to him as whether or not he's going to try and take this in the stand-up or take things down to the ground. Now I know his opponent is also a very diverse fighter as well, so it really could go either way. Whoever's putting a little more pressure towards either direction is probably going to cause the other to do the opposite. Jay McGregor heads inside the cage.
Here is Zach, the baby-faced assassin, Heller.
Heller hails from Des Moines, Iowa, and stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. He's currently fighting out of the 135-pound weight class. His amateur MMA record stands at 5 wins and 3 losses. Him and his opponent roughly have about the same experience inside the cage. Heller has a slightly better record, looking to pick up his 6th win as well tonight. Heller currently holds a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's very dangerous on the ground, and more than likely he's going to be trying to go for that takedown attempt to take out Jay McGregor. Heller trains out of Iowa Martial Arts and Wellness, considers his style a freestyle technique. Heller is comfortable on his feet, and in the stand-up, he likes to throw down for a little while, but like I said, if he's really going to get serious about it and try to finish things quickly, he's more than likely going to try to go for that takedown early on, find it with McGregor, lock in some kind of submission of sorts. And like I was saying before, Heller, very agile, very speedy opponent. Doesn't have a whole lot of power, but it doesn't really matter considering his real technique comes from his submissions and his jiu-jitsu. Zach Jones Heller heads inside the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful Winter Vegas Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 5-round bout for the vacant Amateur King of the Cage Flyweight World Championship. Your 3 judges will be Chris Bott, Tyrone Roberts, and Rodney Verhoof. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Nick Perez. Introducing first in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, official weight 135 pounds. He represents One Combat and Northwest Iowa Combat Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sioux City, Iowa, presenting Jay McGregor. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. Official weight 135.2 pounds. He represents Iowa Martial Arts and Wellness. Ladies and gentlemen, from Des Moines, Iowa, presenting Zach, the baby-faced assassin, Heller. Once again, Nick Behrens is your official for this championship bout. Now with the final instructions, 5 rounds schedule.
All right, guys, you got your instructions earlier this evening. Let's have a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up now if you want to. On my command, come out fighting.
Let's get things started. Round number 1. Jay McGregor versus Zach Heller. McGregor in the blue, Heller in the red. We'll get things started.
And a lazy job by Jay, keeping that hand down. Heller moving. Both guys just throwing some lazy jab. Front push kick by Heller just barely misses. Sloppy overhand right by Jay.
McGregor just getting a little wild there.
Yeah, Jay swinging with his eyes closed. Didn't know where he was for a second. Heller's gonna tax him. You come in with too many of those.
Heller staying pretty calm and focused. Nearly misses that shot right there.
Slipping under that overhand right. Good takedown there. Heller stepping around. All the way into that pass. Gonna just settle down, relax for a second. Jay needs to let go of those arms. Push away, slide that right knee through. Does precisely that, regaining guard. He's in a much better position here. Zach Heller on top. Working that high guard. Jay's working that high guard, trying to step around now. That knee, good trap with the inside hand underneath. Flattening that leg out. Heller stepping around, working, working, working.
McGregor trying to slip.
Having to let go of that foot. And that's a good, slow, methodical pass, but you can't get greedy. Heller needs to establish some punches right now, make it uncomfortable, soften him up, and then go for the pass. He needs to create space. Right now, this is a perfect position. Steps over. Now into the mount.
Heller looking to just dish out some damage here.
Again, these punches aren't doing much, but that's not defending yourself. Trying to slip out the back door, that's defending yourself.
McGregor starting to struggle just a little bit here. Heller remaining on top, full mount.
Heller just bashing away, looking to set something up here. Sets up armbar.
Doesn't quite have it, I don't think. And that's it. Maybe if he had a little bit more time in that round, that could have developed a little more. Let's take a look at the replay. There in the beginning, McGregor kind of just swinging for the fences.
Yeah, I can't even comment on that. But did a good job in this rubber guard for a second. Didn't necessarily have a plan. Heller just slowly and methodically stepped around that.
Almost had the armbar right here, but not quite. We'll see how it develops coming up after the break.
King of the Cage on MAV TV will return after this. Tonight's presentation of King of the Cage is brought to you by Lucas Oil. Made in America, sold to the world. And by General Tire. Anywhere is possible.
Round number 2, Jay McGregor versus Zach Heller. Zach Heller just missing out, cut out by the clock. If he had a little bit more time, he might have been able to set in that armbar. We'll see if he'll go for it again.
Well, he had plenty of opportunities to set that up earlier in the round, just waited a little bit too long to try something. And the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, everything misses. If he just stood back and delivered 1 or 2 precise shots, and there's a good takedown by Heller back to the ground.
Scoops up the legs. Heller now making his way right back into that side mount. Worked out pretty well for him in the first round, was able to pass guard and remain in full mount for a good amount of time.
That's the thing about these amateur fights, though, Trent. You have 2 minutes and a takedown. It doesn't give you a ton of time to work, and especially if you're not taking this opportunity to soften your opponent up by striking, it's really hard. It becomes a jiu-jitsu match.
No, definitely, Sean. If you're a ground fighter, especially in the amateur division, you're going to want to take things down as quickly as possible just to extend your time as much as you can.
But that's the difference between these MMA guys. You need to soften them up. Those punches right there are doing absolutely nothing. You need to deliver some elbows, be heavy on the face, heavy pressure, being more aggressive.
McGregor struggling to defend from this. Heller, once again, throwing strikes, but just not any power behind those.
Just pity-patty. Take the gi off and throw some real punches. You've got to train this stuff. Put a hand on the face, drop an elbow in there. It's a little bit more aggressive with those hammer fists.
A little bit more power, it's ranking up. If he could just keep throwing hard, but that's it. That's all it took. McGregor just not doing a great job of defending whatsoever, even from the light strikes. Let's take a look at the replay.
That's a good, solid takedown, changing elevation, slowly, methodically passing. But this isn't really a good position for him. He's not able to get any power. He ended this fight, but that's what he needs to work on. He's a great grappler, great top position. Needs to work on some of these power shots.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee in charge, Nick Behrens, has seen enough, steps in, calls a halt to this bout due to strikes. The official time is 1 minute and 59 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by TKO and new king in the cage, amateur flyweight world champion, Zach, the baby-faced assassin, Heller. Here is Shaine Skeletor Moffitt.
Shaine Moffitt now making his way to the cage side. Moffitt hails from Sioux City, Iowa. He's fighting out of St. Louis tonight. Moffitt stands at 5 feet 10 inches tall and currently fights at the 140-pound weight class. He has a pro MMA record of 6 wins and 6 losses, coming off of a massive amateur MMA record of 29 wins and 15 losses. Now Moffitt has a lot of experience inside the cage, definitely going to prove to be a very tough opponent just with experience alone. He's looking to pick up his 7th win here tonight against the likes of Drako Rodriguez. It's going to be a great test. Moffitt is a great jiu-jitsu fighter, has good on the stand-up as well. Drako Rodriguez is a great opponent, perfect opponent to test his skills against. Moffitt trains out of St. Charles MMA in St. Louis. And like I said before, he has a preference for the ground game. I believe his skills are a little bit higher in that department, but that being said, he can stand and bang as long as he wants. Drako Rodriguez, also a similar fighter with a nice mixture of stand-up and ground game, so this is going to make for a very exciting fight. Shaine Moffitt heads inside the cage.
here is Drako, the great Dracolini Rodriguez.
Now making his way to cage side, Drako Rodriguez. Rodriguez hails from Eagle Pass, Texas, and stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. He's also fighting out of the 140-pound weight class, and his current pro MMA record stands at 4 wins and 1 loss. Drako Rodriguez is a very well-known fighter around here. He's been making a name for himself all throughout his amateur career, where he ended off at 13 wins and 0 losses. A fantastic streak. Definitely one of our top-tier fighters in this division. Rodriguez looking to pick up his 5th professional win here tonight. Shaine Moffitt stands in his way. Rodriguez trains out of Reds Boxing Club and One Combat Academy. Like I was saying before, he's got a great wrestling background on top of some very solid boxing. You don't want to duke it out with this guy. He definitely has knockout power, and we've seen it plenty of times before with his opponents. Once things get taken down to the ground, you know, it's just very comfortable for Rodriguez. It's no threat at all. Something he can handle very well. Drako Rodriguez heads inside the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful Winter Vegas Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present our co-featured bout of the evening. Sanctioned by the Iowa State Athletic Commission, Director Joe Walsh, Deputies Ted Lewis, Rob Lueda, Lloyd Moore, and John Walsh Sr. It's in conjunction with King of the Cage Incorporated, President and Founder Terry Trebilcock Jr., Matchmaker Mike Camp, Promoter Jeff Mahalik. The 3 judges scoring this bout will be Chris Bott, Tyrone Roberts, and Rodney Verhoof. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Nick Behrens. And now, Iowa, put your hands together for our co-feature of the evening. 3 rounds of MMA in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, official weight 141 pounds. This St. Charles MMA fighter has a professional record of 6 victories with 6 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sioux City, Iowa, now fighting out of St. Louis, presenting Shaine Skeletor Moffitt. His opponent across the cage, fighting on a more General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall. Official weight 139.4 pounds. This Reds Boxing and One Combat Academy fighter has a professional record of 4 victories with 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, from Eagle Pass, Texas, presenting Drako, the great Dracolini Rodriguez. Once again, Nick Behrens is your official for our co-feature bout, now with the final instructions, 3 rounds scheduled.
All right, guys, you received your instructions earlier this evening. Let's have a good, clean fight and obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up now if you want to. On my command, come out fighting.
Round number 1, let's get things started. Shaine Moffitt versus Drako Rodriguez. Sure, we're in for a great stand-up bout here.
High kick being caught. Moffitt in there with closing the gap. Oh, lifting Drako up, dumping him on his back, immediately stepping over.
Now Moffitt, a great ground fighter, but Drako also has a very heavy wrestling background.
I don't know if it's that heavy, and a good choke. He has him in there tight. That's a beautiful sprawl from Moffitt. Draco's always a crowd favorite here. Back to his feet, powers his way out of there.
Moffitt still shooting low. Gets another takedown.
Yeah, Moffitt's just relentless with these takedowns, Trent. These guys working hard, now established on top. In the full guard of Drako. Drako just pushing him off. Left foot on the hip, trying to create space.
Drako doing a good job of defending here. Moffitt, though, continuing to push forward.
Drako needs to take a hip. That flat on the back business is just allowing Moffitt to work.
Now tying him up.
Yeah, looks like he's setting up a triangle. See if he can't switch that up, or at least use that to get out. And pulling out was the wrong idea right there. Getting into a worse position, but gets himself out of it. Drako back on top now.
Some nice back and forth between these two fighters.
Moffitt with the half butterfly guard pushed him off. Drako Rodriguez now stepping into, had half guard there, but just smashing away.
Drako doing a great job just plowing down with those hammer fists.
And for those of you that are watching, this is the difference between Gi Jiu-Jitsu and MMA Jiu-Jitsu. Drako just smashing his way out of there. Not too concerned about passing, but just smashing. Has half guard, but is absolutely dominating this position. Just drops him with a good left hand, giving up his back now as Moffitt. See, Drako can't push his hips back.
Yeah, he's set up a little high right now. He's going to have to scoot down, possibly locking up the head here, maybe looking for an armbar.
Yeah, armbar triangle. See if he can spin this around, end up on his back. Trying to dig that armbar out of there.
Shaine Moffitt holding on to that wrist. Not trying to,
extending that armbar, and it's over.
And that's like one of the worst places to get caught up with an armbar. Just instant tap right there. Shaine Moffitt did a fantastic job, though, up until, but that was a really good back and forth. But Drako Rodriguez, very dangerous fighter.
Well, both of these guys coming out aggressive. Moffitt with some really good technical takedowns. Just picks him up, dumps him on his back, immediately trying to pass. Drako fights his way back up. Another takedown by Moffitt, but gets set up and trapped into this triangle that turns into an armbar.
Drako just finds the right way to pull it. Instant tap right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2 minutes and 57 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by armbar. From a submission tap out, the great Drako Rodriguez. Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful Winnevegas Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present our featured bout of the evening. Sanctioned by the Iowa State Athletic Commission, Director Joe Walsh, Deputies Ted Lewis, Rob Lubeda, Lloyd Moore, and John Walsh Sr. It's in conjunction with King of the Cage Incorporated, President and Founder, Terry Trebilcock Jr. Matchmaker, my camp promoter, Jeff Mahalik. Timekeeper at the bell, Dan Damon. The 3 judges scoring this bout will be Chris Bott, Nick Behrens, and Rodney Verhoof. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Tyrone Roberts. And now, for all the fight fans in attendance here in the great Hawkeye State, and the millions watching around the world. Iowa, let's hear it. This is our main event of the evening. 3 rounds of MMA in the middleweight division. Introducing first, in a Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall. Official weight an even 186 pounds. This White Elephant Fight Club combatant has competed in 15 professional bouts. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bay City, Michigan, presenting J. Action Jackson. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 6'1", official weight 182.8 pounds. This One Combat Academy and Reds boxing fighter has a professional record of 5 victories with 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sioux City, Iowa, presenting Kyle Angerman. Once again, Tyrone Roberts is your official for our main event. Now with the final instructions, 3 rounds, middleweights.
This is the main event. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves if you wish. Come on by you.
Round number 1, here we are. This is our main event of the night. Jay Jackson versus Kyle Angerman. Once again, we're here at King of the Cage hunting season at the Winnevegas Casino Resort.
Kyle Angerman comes out with a straight left, but not backing down as Jay Jackson retaliating with that jab. Beautiful jab, straight right. Good head movement from Jackson.
Now both of these fighters, known for their heavy stand-up, have some great knockout capability.
Angerman walking in with his hands low, chin up. Guy like Jackson will tax you. Good head movement, great stance. Jumps in with that looping left.
Angerman looking for his opportunity to move in.
Overhand right, clips Jackson on the jaw. Looping left. Banging away here.
Both these guys, like I said before, have some great knockout capability, so any punches that's getting slung with some power is definitely going to hurt.
Double underhooks, changing elevation as Jay Jackson just dumping Angerman out now. Jackson doing a good job of being patient, just relaxing slowly and methodically, trying to step around that knee. Angerman doing a good job of pushing away, trying to get his hips out, not forcing anything.
You know, and Angerman, over his last couple of fights, he's really been trying to improve his ground game. Used to be a very good just stand-up, and now he's starting to improve that ground. We see it right here. Jackson, of course, a great opponent to test against. Very well-rounded, very powerful.
Angerman had that arm locked up, went for a Cormier, tried to switch it up to that straight armbar. Might have been able to use that thing to get out of there, but chose to let it go. Jackson's gonna have to rip that left arm out of there and start to go to work. Angerman's not gonna let him have this pass easily.
Angerman doing a good job controlling those arms.
Reaching for that arm again. Jackson can rip that left hand out at any time and go to work, but chooses not to. Angerman digging that arm out of there, has that thing set up again. If he could just use that and switch hips, he would have been able to, he had something going on there. And there goes Jackson, gets that arm out of there, and now he's going to work.
Angerman slinging some shots of his own.
Three minutes deep into this first round. Jackson content on just working on this pass. Finally gets it. He's okay there. He can step around and go to work if he needs to. Can also take that right knee and trap that right elbow, which he's trying to do now. Kyle Angerman, which isn't going to allow him to finish it. Now he needs to go to work. Now he needs to rip that arm out of there and start pressuring. Angerman back to his knees, trying to switch this up and doing a good job of switching it up as Angerman. Now, Kyle's not the type of fighter that's just going to sit there and grapple with you. He's going to put some leather on you. He's really good at softening you up, stepping right into the mount. Jackson doing a good job of moving around. As soon as I say that, he gives up the back. But Angerman's too quick to let him have that. But back to his feet is Jackson.
Nice takedown from Angerman. Now Angerman looking to do some work in the ground. Taking the back of Jackson. And just dragging him out away from the fence.
Trying to set up the armbar here. He has it set tight, ready to rip it out of there.
Very close. Jackson doing a good job turning that body in. Angerman still holding on to that arm.
Jackson obviously well versed on the ground, didn't panic right there, knew exactly what he needed to do. With good pressure now up against the cage.
And it looks like we'll see this carry on into the second round. There's the bell. Let's take a quick look at the replay. Fairly well-rounded fight so far. Jackson definitely getting some points for dominating the pace in the beginning. Angerman getting an opportunity at the end to show his stuff, but just not enough time really.
Well, that's a good takedown. Angerman was just fighting and fighting for that Cormier and that straight armbar and not necessarily trying to get out of this position or using that to get out of this position. But towards the end, he ended up on top with a good takedown himself. I'd have to say this first round is probably even.
Round number 2, Jay Jackson versus Kyle Angerman. As we were saying before, they just came off of a very even first round. We'll see if anyone can pick up some domination.
Really back and forth. Jackson seems to be a little tired, a little sloppy. His hands are down, head not moving as much. Kind of lumbering jabs from both guys. Angerman just throwing the jab straight right. Seems to be a little bit quicker than Jackson.
It's a nice head movement from both these fighters. Really looking to slug it out this round, a little more stand-up. Always fun to watch. Both these fighters can definitely handle themselves there.
Angerman did that lumbering right-hand jab.
Jackson really going to have to watch out. Angerman known for that knockout hand he has for his a lot of his early wins.
Angerman just fighting at home for that hand. Guys exchange kicks. And there's a good takedown there from Angerman.
Yeah, Jackson expecting a big hit right there, ducked with that flinch, and that just opened up a perfect opportunity for the takedown.
Angerman going knee on the belly, elbow on the throat, now pounding away. Jay Jackson seems to be tired. Stepping over into the mount. Kyle Angerman ready to do work.
Angerman now taking the back. He's got his hooks in.
Oh, that went in there deep, and that was an immediate tap.
Great execution. Angerman, I think, even a little surprised at how quick that settled in.
Well, it's funny you get into that. Let's look at this. The guys are exchanging jabs. Angerman seems to be a little bit quicker and a little better condition, and that's a beautiful fake to takedown.
Gets the takedown. Just dominates from there. Was able to slip that in very easily. And that was it. Almost immediate.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute and 42 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by tap-out submission from a rear naked choke, Kyle Angerman. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Winter Vegas Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout at a catch weight of 150 pounds. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Nick Behrens. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, official weight 149.8 pounds. He represents PHF Karate. Ladies and gentlemen, from Mason City, Iowa, presenting Paul Yoda Pope Bergen. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, also stands at 5 feet 10 inches tall. Official weight 147 pounds. He represents Warrior MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Alta, Iowa, presenting Colton, the Ace Larson. Once again, Nick Behrens is your official for this bout, now with the final instructions. 3 rounds scheduled.
All right, gentlemen, you received your instructions earlier in the locker room. Let's have a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up now if you want to. On my command, come out fighting.
And here we go, round 1. Paul Bergen in the blue corner, and of course, Colton Larson in the red corner. Both fighters ready to battle here in the 150-pound catch weight class. Immediately comes in with some nice kicks as Larson. Nice snappy outside leg kick there.
Larson coming off particularly aggressive. Bergen trying to keep up.
And Larson just continues to push forward here and looking for that takedown. She tries to swoop in for a single leg attempt, not happening. Oh, there we go, and gets it. A little bit of a scramble here.
Bergen defending as well as he can, but Larson just coming in with some nice ferocity, a lot of energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, just trying to like pull off submissions from ground and pound action, now trying to create a little bit of space. You can see him, you know, in the amateur division, their nerves are just going crazy right now, and sometimes they're just trying to get everything out of that Swiss Army knife. Every single time looking, should I use this knife, should I use that? And now you could see the nerves settling a bit here as Larson just continues to push forward here.
Bergen now trying to defend from this. Larson continues to just keep the pressure. Now trying to take the back.
Larson trying to set up that rear naked choke, but just says, I'm going to transition into some nice grounded pound here. And continues to take the back of Bergen. Now Bergen on his feet. Both fighters on their feet, ready to rock.
Larson looking very bouncy, lots of energy still, but he's got to be careful not to burn himself out. I mean, we are still in the first round. This could very well go the distance.
Yeah, a lot of energy was used early in the first part of the round. Like I said, the nerves are sort of like, calmed down a bit. Still up, let's not forget that, but a little more calm and in their element here. And nice knees of exchanges between these two fighters. Man, they're just slugging it out, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and a nice takedown by Paul Bergen. By Colton Larson.
Bergen showing some blood coming out of the nose there. Larson continues to dominate, trying to take over this ground position, trying to pass that guard. And it looks like he got that leg over.
And Bergen just continues to try and land some shots, but he can't from the bottom as Larson just continues to stay on him, smothers him, trying to deliver elbows, but Bergen just says, no, I don't want that right now. Now gives up his back once again.
And this must be very frustrating for Bergen. And you got a guy like Larson who's just full of energy, full of power. He has not slowed down since the beginning of the round. Just under about 15 seconds here left. Larson trying to sink in this rear naked choke.
And this is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the amateur division. A catch weight of 150 pounds, and he is just continuing to work that back. And not enough time, though, obviously. It's about to run out. And that'll be that. So we will see a chapter 2 between Bergen and Larson. Let's take a look at the replay. Walk us through this, Trent.
So Larson coming in with a lot of energy, a lot of aggression right off the bat, and kept it going for the entirety of the round. Bergen really seeming to look a little bit overwhelmed at times, but still keeping up that defense, not taking in too much damage. He did get knocked in the nose a little bit there, got a little bit of blood, but again, Bergen exchanging with those knees, landing some shots of his own. He's doing all right. This could very well, still change anyway. Larson, though, at the moment, I have to say he's in the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, you saw that exchanges of knee buffet there. And here we go into round 2. Colton Larson in the red corner and Paul Bergen in the blue corner. And here we go.
Larson coming in a little more cautious, but still bringing some heat. Bergen, I think, having a little bit more to expect now, keeping his guard up.
Yeah, Bergen of both fighters obviously, saved a little more energy in that round because he was on the ground, but still trying to fight him off. And Colton Larson right now, you can tell, is slowing down a bit, taking his time, not rushing into things, doesn't want to exert a lot of energy once again. And now both fighters slugging it out. Bergen with a nice shot.
Yeah, Bergen definitely getting a chance to take some damage. Just as I say that, takes a nice shot from Larson.
Trying to catch that knee, trying to go for that single leg, softening him up with that knee. And you can just see that he's just constantly applying that pressure here.
And the knees returning from Bergen. Larson getting locked up against the fence for a second there.
These are some of the most exciting fights in the amateur division. These guys have so much to gain. And, some of them have nothing to lose when they get in here because a lot of amateurs, let's just say it right now, they don't get paid. This is like an internship. Anywhere in the U.S., it is actually illegal to pay amateurs. So you don't want to feel bad for these guys. You want to be rooting for them because right now they're at the interview. They're trying to show everybody what they have. And right now, both fighters throwing a lot on the line. If this does go the distance, this could be a hard fight to call if it keeps going this way.
No, yeah, and you're totally right. It's interesting you bring that up because, these guys are really just putting everything out on the line. It really thins the herd out between who are the real warriors, the real fighters that really want this versus the people who are, maybe not as passionate about it.
And King of the Cage, one of the few to highlight the amateur division as we've had World Amateur Championships for these fighters, giving them an opportunity to score a contract. And we've done that several times, even during our pro fights. So, it's really exciting time. It's an exciting place to see these amateurs rise in the ranks. And to me, it's incredible that they have a platform to fight on, a big stage to be able to showcase their skills. And nice, not a takedown, but a little bit sloppy there.
Both fighters looking a little fatigued at this point. Bergen taking some damage.
Outside leg kick. And, there's another amateur division, believe it or not, that goes 2 minutes per round, and they're wearing pads. So that's where the commission makes the decision, hey, you know what, these guys are still a little green. That's when they bring the pads in. And these guys are still, fighting at a different level of amateur fights. So it's interesting to see the levels of amateurs and how serious these guys are. These guys definitely serious tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see them return because both fighters are well equipped as we see them both battle here. Final seconds of round 2. And that'll conclude it.
Bergen doing a good job of ending that round on top. Let's take a quick look at the replay. Larson once again coming off with that energy in the beginning, but Bergen knowing a little bit more what to expect. I think he did a lot better this round than he did in the first round. Didn't take as much damage, was able to dish out a lot more counterattacks against Larson. Larson definitely looking like he's suffering from some of that fatigue. Maybe spent a little bit too much energy in that first round in the beginning of the second. We'll have to see how it develops coming up in the third round, though.
Third and final chapter between Paul Bergen and Colton Larson, excuse me.
Both these guys putting up an amazing performance thus far.
We got a packed house here tonight at Winnebago's Casino Resort in the state of Iowa, Sloan, Iowa to be exact. Tapatio, we want to thank them for jumping aboard. and supporting mixed martial arts as both of these fighters continue to throw down here in the final chapter. It's a very close fight. I'd have to give round one to Larson. Bergen sort of controlled round two, maintained the situation. This is the tiebreaker here tonight. You just don't know when it does go the distance, what the judges and what they see from their angles. They're all sitting from different angles, so things could pan out differently. We don't know, but we will see as this fight heads off in the third and final round here.
Yeah, both these guys very tough fighters. I mean, they've been duking it out since round one, throwing very heavy shots back and forth, kicks, just about everything, takedowns. Both guys, seeing a little bit of that, suffering from fatigue, but I think they're on equal grounds right here for this final round.
I got to say, for Paul Bergen being this freestyle fighter, he is really showing a lot in his skills, his arsenal. A lot of control, too. When you see guys that are freestyle fighters and karate, they get out of control in there sometimes. They burn out their cardio because they're not used to the fighting situations and the conditions. But you can see that Larson is having a hard time trying to take this guy down. And Larson's the one who brings, the boxing and the wrestling and jiu-jitsu to the game here. Obviously got great wrestling, but you can see that Bergen's like, I trained for this, man.
Yeah, Bergen definitely looking a little more calm and controlled. He's taking his time. Now selecting a nice kick right there.
Wow, that was really nice. Shin to the dome. And just hammer fisting away. Bergen tries to go for the takedown, gets it. And that's a smart thing to do, man. He was taking some serious damage there.
Larson now ending up on top, pushing forward, trying to make something out of this.
This could change the pace of the fight. It could change the results. Just those shots alone was some of the most action that I've seen between these two when it comes to kicks and stand-up, man. Just a little over a minute remains here in the final round. And now Bergen trying to set up that triangle. Larson in a little bit of trouble. Can he pull it off in time? Goes for the Rampage slam. Oh, man.
Beautiful execution from Bergen. Just ends up on the right side of that one.
See, when this happens, when they do the whole Rampage thing, man, it sort of tightens up as they go down. So it's not very smart to do that. Got to watch it. Got to be careful. That's exactly what happened here.
You know exactly what you're saying. It's a huge risk to be taking that. You got to make sure you're really not locked in there because it just ended up working out for Bergen right there, as we can see.
Go up to the cage for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2 minutes and 8 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by tap out submission from a guillotine choke, Paul Yoda Pope Bergen.